Hey guys, welcome back to another Vinny Built Structures video. In this video is going to be an update for Shane's build. Even though I told you guys I wouldn't be doing anything for until the reveal, but Shane has asked me to do an update. He wants to know where I stand with the build. So anyhow, this right here, what you see right here behind me is actual drawing of the building. It's definitely not to scale because the dimensions, this is the front elevation right here. This is for you new guys that don't know what I'm doing here. The front elevation is 9 inches tall, and it's 15 3/8 inches wide. It's going to have 3 service bay doors. One's going to be 5 inches tall by 4 inches wide. Next one is going to be 3 inches wide by 4 inches tall, both of these. And then we move to the rear elevation. Actually, I drew this backwards. These two should be on this side because these two are drive-throughs. So the dimensions are the same. Got a people door here, and a people door here, and a people door here, and also a door for the office. On this wall right here, I didn't draw it in, but there's another window right there, and there'll be an office inside the building. The total length of this building is 24 inches, so it's quite a big building. So anyhow, let me get you down to the work table, and I'll show you what I've been doing for the past months. It feels like years, but months. Trying to get these doors to operate the best I can, so I've been concentrating a lot of time on those. But I did get other stuff done. Basically, what I've been working on is getting the walls ready for paint. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, this is what I've been concentrating a lot of time on. I'm trying to get these doors to work as smoothly as I possibly could. So what I've been concentrating on my time is to get all of these guys straight and level on all 3 doors in both places. Also, this is the front elevation, by the way. I got all my X bracing done back here. Everything is pretty much level according to the front wall, but when we put it in the building, we're going to have some final adjustments to do. Anyhow, the other thing I did with the front and rear walls is I added the corner moldings or angles on both sides here and here, and also I did all the door trim. So let me get on to the next piece here. This piece here is the rear door, and you're looking at the outside part of the wall. These are your drive-through bays. Also, again, I did all the molding around the people door and the window, both outside and inside. As you can see, I did all the molding, if you guys can see that. But this is what I've been doing, trying to get all these walls ready for paint. Alright, next. This is the, as you're looking at the front of the building, this is the right side wall. As you can see, I got the people door cut out and also trimmed out. The office window at the back end of the wall is cut out and trimmed out, both outside and inside, all trimmed out. All the masking tape has all been applied in the places that it needs to be. And then this is the left wall outside, so this would be the inside of the wall. As you can see, I got the trim around people doors here and here. Again, all the tape that needs to be applied. Trim on the outside for the people doors. And finally, these walls are almost ready to be painted. We're going to give them a prime coat first, and then I'll have to decide if I want to do the interior or the exterior first. So stand by, and we'll be back shortly. Alright guys, we're back out here at the work area, and I have primed all the walls inside and out, and I also gave them the first coat of texture paint. I don't know if you guys can actually see that, but all I wanted was a very light texture on there, and so far it seems to be working out. The next step is I'm going to paint the outside wall with this deal that I showed you guys, I don't know, probably about a month ago. Paint has already been mixed. This time I listened to the instructions and did 3 parts of paint to 1 part of water. So let's see what happens here. I also chose this wall to do first because if it doesn't work, it's the easiest wall for me to replace. Anyhow, here we go. Seems like it's going to need more than 1 coat. If it don't work, I'll just go back to the old brush. It is covering, believe it or not. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'll have to compare this wall with one of the other walls that has the primer on it to see if it actually has covered. But as you can see, it's putting on a very, very light coat. So I may have to do it twice. So anyhow, hang out and we'll be back shortly. Alright guys, what you're looking at is the first wall that I painted as compared to the wall that's not painted yet. It's a really pretty light gray, but it actually looks pretty good. I'm not really happy with the way the spraying apparatus works. The instructions say not to shake it, but the only way I can get the paint to come out was to shake it. But anyhow, I think it looks pretty good. Shane, I hope you like the color. I think it looks pretty good, and after I get these 4 walls painted and let them dry up, I'll go ahead and hit the back with the glossy white. So stay tuned and we'll be back shortly. Alright guys, you're looking at the painted walls for Shane's build, and I got it up against white so you can actually see the difference in the colors, because when you don't have it up against the white, it looks white. That's how light the gray is. Also down there, I'm having a problem focusing with my camera. Those are the 2 doors that will be for there and for there. And down here, I got it basically set up the way it's going to be, and this guy down here is going to be the concrete base, and it'll run all along the entire perimeter of the building. And just to give you an idea what this is going to look like when it's completed, there you go. Got the office door here, single pane glass, which I'm going to put a molding or whatever you want to call it that'll separate, make it look like 2 pieces of glass. Anyhow, the 4th wall is done also, just that I don't want to lean it up against anything. I don't want to get the framework all tweaked out after all the work I've done to it. But anyhow, Shane, I have a question for you. I put the finger pulls on the back side of these, but I'm thinking that they should be on the front side to make it easier for you to grab it from here and pull it up rather than reaching under all the framework and trying to lift it up. Let me know what you think about that. I will make them smaller to go in the front so they're not that obvious, but just let me know what you think about that. Anyhow, next step is going to be to paint the interior walls. Oh, and by the way, this did not work for me. It worked for the first wall, and then after that it just kind of petered out, so I wouldn't recommend it. I followed the instructions exactly the way they say to do it. Mixed 3 parts of paint, one part water, and it just didn't work. So I wound up actually brushing this, and I thought I was going to lose some of the texture when I did it, but actually you can feel the textures there, so I'm pretty happy with the way the outside looks. Anyhow, stay tuned and we'll continue this in a few minutes. Bye. Alright guys, you're looking at the first main wall that I painted with the Rust-Oleum gloss white. First time I did it, it came out kind of blotchy. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it, but there are quite a few blotches on here, and so I have to give that a second coat. But the problem I ran into was on the second wall, and let me tell you something, this is a newbie mistake. I don't know how I did it, but I did, and I guess it's because the colors are so close to white that I screwed up. But anyhow, this was the second main wall I did. The problem with this one is that that is the outside, and it's not supposed to be painted white. So I have to redo this one. As you can see, if I turn this around, that this is the side that was supposed to be painted white. Okay, so I figured, okay, I could just sand that down and redo the outside. So now, I get to the third wall, and the third wall, I don't know if you guys are going to see this, but the paint just started splattering out, and it gave me a textured finish for the interior of this wall, which is not supposed to be. It's supposed to be, this is the outside, which is the gray that I said. This is supposed to be just a gloss white. So anyhow, this is delaying the build because now I need to redo that wall and the other wall. And hopefully I could salvage them because Shane's been waiting long enough for this build. Alright guys, it's been about 3 days since I started this video because of all the problems I had with the paint. I had a lot of sanding and repainting to do. So we'll start off with the first one that you see here. This is the one that I accidentally sprayed white. It's been sanded down, new texture put on, actually new primer, new texture, and paint again. And also, the inside is also ready for the white gloss paint. Alright, the second building, the second wall I should say, is the one that the gloss paint came out all blotchy, and as you can see that this one here has been sanded down and reprimed again, ready for the white paint. And finally, this wall was the toughest wall to work on because of the texture that came out of the spray can. There are some imperfections up here and down here, and then I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this, but there's like an orange peel here, so I need to do a lot more work on this wall to get it back to where it's supposed to be. Anyhow, I wanted to do more on this update, but because of all the sanding and stuff that I had to do, it kind of put me behind by a few days. So anyhow, this will conclude this part of the video. Shane, I'm sorry, but you're not going to see the modification I made to your build until the end. So anyhow, stay tuned for that, and as always, your questions, comments, input, and subs are always welcome. For now, that's all folks. BNSF 6951 out.